This is that one song that you heard so many times, and every time you hear it, you're like, I'm not gonna bump to this song. But then you start
Oh,
catching
but
the
we're
vibe.
gonna bump. Welcome everyone to episode 853. Get up. Papa Swolio is going schlive, baby. We're going schlive everywhere. Welcome everyone to 853. Make sure you say hi when you come in. Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Getting all ganged up for the Swole today. Shit's getting heated in the streets. Know what I'm saying? It's getting heated up in the streets. A little bit testy. A little bit testicles. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit. A little bit test easy. Boom, boom. What if I want to say hello? Then say hello, Beesh. Say what up. Don't give a fuck. Hey. Hey. Oh. Yeah. Swolio. What up, Ricardo? Richard, you're now known as Ricardo. Makisha, what up, Makesha? I'll call you what I want. I'll call you MK. Teresa, hello. David, Jesus, Michael Besta. Bestalicious.
Watch me finesse, walk to the line. Good versus evil, God in his prime. Always in prime, always on time. Our time to shine.
Yes.
Wifey is fine.
Yes.
Glad that
Yes.
you God, fill me up.
Get your coffee ready.
All that I ask,
I'm looking ready.
You headed the fast.
Boom.
You are in last. Last time
Yeah,
I checked,
yeah.
you are all gas.
Pouring up the cup. Oh shit! I dropped the. Oops. Uh-oh. I literally dropped the top of the coffee in there. Hold on, I gotta lick my fingers. This is inappropriate. Yum, yum, yum. I dropped the top, the little plug for the cold brew into the cup. Sheesh. That's gonna delay the start of this show. Gang, 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 gang. Gang, 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 gang. Oh. You've been watching for live all day, Jennifer? Well, you know what? Let's not keep you waiting anymore. Here we go, fam. 8, 50, 3, 2, 1. You like that? That was smooth.
The sun is shining. The birds are
Chirping.
The bacon is sizzling.
Already had some.
Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Already got Swole too. I do it all. Let's do a little testing. Test. Testing. Test ickles. Ooh, welcome everyone to episode 853 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular swolecast, beardcast, broadcast, gangcast, mancast, pimpcast, sleazecast, anti-fat acceptance cast in the realm. See what I did there? Because I'm not flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. I'm not kidding. But that's like the latest news that's been going on, I guess, in like the Swole sphere because of the videos I posted. But welcome everyone, wherever you're joining, whether or not you are joining on Instagram, Facebook, you're watching on Twitch, Periscope, you're watching on YouTube, you're checking me out. You're checking out old Papa Swolio. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're just listening to Papa Swolio. Maybe you're just listening to the gains. You're listening to me flex. Hold on, you ready? Can you hear this? For those of you that are on the podcast, that was my muscles growing. That was my bicep actually growing, literally increasing cross-sectional area. That was literal hypertrophy. You just heard it. No, you didn't. I'm full of shit. But anyway, that being said, welcome everyone to episode 853. Let's see what's going on the live cast. Hash brown, no filter. Potato head over here. Yes, love this time of day. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you. The Beard Man is here. And you do not tell a lie. Let's see. Hello from London. Hello, love. Savin Marianne. Is that how you pronounce it? Savin? I like it. Vincent. Yes, fat shamers unite. All right. Now here's the thing. Let me clarify. There's really nothing to clarify. I think the video literally just says what I wanted to say. That's why I posted the fucking thing. But it's not like, and I'm not trying to be reverse aggressive. I'm not going to tolerate anyone being rude in the comments. I'm trying to mediate that, but no one has been really. I haven't seen a lot of, really rude comments. And there's a reason why. It's not about hate. It's not about returning the hate. It's trying to be inclusive. We're trying to promote health. We're trying to promote being healthy in the pursuit of health. And even more so than health, it's not about being skinny or being fat. It's not about looking a certain way. It's not about having a six pack. It's not about having anything in result specifically. It's about self-improvement every day. It's about that desire and that attempt to make your life better and to do better, even in the little things, that you do every day. The little things, that's what we overlook. We tend to overlook in our life. And I find when I get up earlier, like when I get an earlier start to my day, like today, crack of fucking dawn, before the crack, I was out there getting my pump on. Whenever I get my workout in super early, I am so much more efficient the rest of the day. I still have that old man kind of nap. I have that nap period where I'm like, just kind of tired, but not drained from, not nutritionally, but just when I change that shift and I get up super early, when I first get back into it, I love it. I'm on fire. I have energy. I'm just ready to rock all day. My mind is more alert. And that for me is one method of just doing better, of improving myself, of putting myself in a better position to succeed. And the fat acceptance movement, it does the opposite. Prove me wrong. How does it not pull the complete opposite direction? How does it not embody, I guess pun intended, what the hell? How does that not embody just everything that's wrong with this country? Everything that's wrong with being a victim, with feeling entitled. No one's entitled to accept shit. I think you should love yourself. Why shouldn't you love yourself? That's not what my video says. I'm not saying you should feel shitty, that you're a terrible person. Anyone that sees that, you just tuned out. It's about you having self-confidence and respecting and loving yourself, actually showing your body, right? You know when you have a relationship, whether it's family or whether it's intimate, and it's not what you say, it's what you do, right? It's your actions, not your words. You can say, "Oh, I love you. I love you." But if you're a piece of shit in every other aspect, you're not showing the love. So the words mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's the same kind of thing. You say you love yourself. Well, show your body that you love your body. Don't just say, I'm accepting, I'm body positive. Not if you're eating a whole row of fucking Oreos, you're not body positive. You're literally eating a bag, like just a box of fucking cancer. How is that body positive? That's as body negative as it gets. That's a new hashtag, body negative. Just fucking, it's psychotic. It's delusional. I really think it's like a mental health condition. It's a delusion. David Fowler. Oh shit, bro. Have to tell you, I have lost enough that the doctor says I cured my own diabetes. I'm stoked. Bro, let's have a round of biceps for David on Facebook. So if you're on Instagram, you can float some biceps. That's awesome, dude. I love the timing of this episode and how this episode started. That's fantastic, man. You know what's really also interesting, and I encourage all of you to not just watch the video. If you're on Instagram, I put a link in my bio to go check it out on YouTube. Facebook has the whole video as well. But I encourage all of you to read the comments. I want you to read the comments. I think that's what's really fascinating about this type of content that I put out. The hard-hitting, slap across the face, like wake the fuck up, get your shit together. It's all positive. And most of the comments, or a lot of the comments, are from people that are either obese or are formerly obese. And they're like, hell yeah, I fucking hate this movement. And what the reality is, you have these small little extremist groups of people that have self-proclaimed leaders. It's just these voices that just happen to get louder than everyone else's, but they don't speak for everyone that's obese. And that's a very important distinction to make. Just because there are these voices out there pushing this bullshit, it doesn't mean that everyone that's overweight or trying to lose weight is represented by those people. And I think that's a problem for those people that are obese. Overbeast, is that a new thing? It's an overbeast. For people that are obese, for people that are working hard to make a difference in their lives, they tend to get overshadowed by this shit too, because they might not want to be represented by these people. right? Tess Holliday and others and people that are doing this glorification and getting a lot of publicity for it, they might not feel that same way. Yet essentially these people almost take over the entire obesity crisis and then try to make it something positive. Yo, it's not positive. I'm sorry. No, fuck that. I'm not sorry. That's just a habit. Sorry, not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. I'm not sorry at all. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm here to tell you my opinion. All right. My opinion and the truth could be very different. And oftentimes I'm sure they are. But the truth, the reality, your reality, my truth, or what I see, my personal truth and what I see around, it's part of the problem, right? Remember those stats? 1 in every 3 people have diabetes or are pre-diabetic, like 100 million people. We shouldn't do anything that's promoting obesity. We shouldn't. And what a lot of these groups tend to do is flip the script. Well, skinny and all the skinny modeling and Barbies and stuff like that is promoting unhealthy, realistic or unhealthy or unrealistic expectations. I'm not saying promote anorexia either. Don't create you're creating a whole different argument, right? A straw man argument. Like you're completely shifting what the conversation is about. I'm not talking about anorexia. I'm talking about your specific situation. Not eating and having eating disorders in both extremes are bad. We need to be looking for health. We need to be pursuing health. And it starts with parents. It starts with the schools, the schools are completely fucked up. We know that. But it starts with taking responsibility. Parents need to take responsibility for their kids. And when the kids get old enough, they got to take responsibility for themselves. But that's instilled by the parents. You have to teach your kids to have responsibility for themselves. They have to handle their own shit. Doesn't matter if they live at home. Doesn't matter if they live in close proximity. The finances, responsibility. You take responsibility for your health. You're a human being. You're alive. You need to take responsibility for yourself. You need to take responsibility for what you're doing in this world and how you handle yourself and how you are carrying yourself through. It's just a bad example. It's a bad example. And these things spread. You know why? Because it's easy. It's the easy road. It's the easy road. It's the easy road out. It's the easy way out to, instead of keep on trying and failing, rather than fail anymore, rather than keep on putting in effort, why don't I just join a fat acceptance movement and really promote that and put that hashtag in my profile and call it body positivity, and then I don't have to lose weight anymore. Then I don't have to worry about how I look. I don't have to worry about how I feel. I don't have to worry about my health if I accept this kind of mentality. And the interesting thing is, rather than put the effort in physically and eat different foods and exercise and really change your life from the ground up, you just change your mindset and all of a sudden, hey, I don't have to do anything. It's much easier. There's no resistance there. So people go that route very, very commonly. Probably not as common as it seems, but these voices are just getting louder, 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 louder. It's fucking annoying. It's annoying. It's wrong. It's wrong. Oh God, really? Sherry, I saw a post on Instagram this morning for fat yoga. It talked about loving yourself as you are and accepting your body as is. Oh, God. Look, there's a very big difference. Let's clarify that again. There's a very big difference between loving yourself, loving who you are, respecting yourself, and just completely negating your health. Just because you're exercising, you're trying to do better with eating, doesn't mean you're going to be a size 0. It doesn't mean you're going to look a specific way. You should, I don't know. I'm really out to lunch on that whole accept who you are. I still think that's a pussy way out. I really think that's very, very entitled. Accept who you are. You should respect who you are. I think when you respect who you are, you're accepting who you are from the right vantage point. Just accepting who you are just sounds like you're giving up, just sounds like you're not trying to improve. If I just accept who I am, then what is my inspiration for trying to better myself? What's my inspiration for trying to do better? What's my inspiration for trying to improve and trying to do better every day? If I accept myself who I am, and then I want to do better. If you're going to call, if you could call it like that, it depends on how you're wording it. And the words are very important that you use here. But I think acceptance just kind of means sit back on your heels. It means don't move forward, right? It just kind of sounds like you're just sitting, treading water. I'll accept who I am. That's easier than work hard and try to change and get out of my comfort zone. I might as well just accept who I am. Yeah, look at, hey, thousands of people that are accepting who they are. Cool. I'll use that hashtag. I'll have a community. Nice. Now I have supporters. Now we can hate everyone else that is trying to get me to change because they're trying to change who I am. That's not fair. I should love who I am. You should love me for me and blah, blah, blah. And then it becomes this anti-health movement and this anti-skinny movement. And then the argument shifts. But it's easier that way. It's an easy way out. It's a scapegoat. It's a scapegoat. And that's how compassion turns into violence, because if you don't agree, they tear you up in the comments on these videos, right? On these videos on her page. And, the comments, anyone that mentions health, or that she's actually promoting obesity, like literally she's glorifying it, they get torn to shit. What I said in the video, they get torn to shit. You should see that, like just 30, 40, 50 responses, just ripping them a new one. It's not your business. Have you ever heard of HIPAA? She has no reason to share her medical conditions. Why does she have to answer to you? Are you a fucking doctor? Are you her doctor? Meh. If you're going to put yourself out there on social media, if you're putting your shit out there, what right do you have to be safe? If I put out a video, it's open for anyone coming in and making fun of my beard, my man bun, or, oh, a fucking idiot with a man bun, hipster. I get that shit all the time. You ignore it. If you're going to put out content and make a video or make a picture, you're going to get people that have opinions on it. It's called life. It's called community. The difference with the internet is that when you put a picture out or a video, millions of people could potentially see it. You hang a picture on your car door, maybe 4 people will see it an entire week. So now it's just more people see your stuff. So yeah, they're going to have opinions. And how you let those opinions affect you, it's like, you're an idiot, stop making videos. Okay, I laugh when I see those. I'm like, cool. I can't wait till I release my next one. Just keep on going. You don't have to listen to it. If you listen to it, internalize it, and make it a personal attack on you, yeah, you're going to live a pretty shitty fucking life because everything is going to be about you. It's not about you. Stop being so fucking selfish. Stop being so fucking selfish. I'm paying for your damn healthcare because you're obese. You're the one that's driving up healthcare costs and fucking me over when I actually choose to go to the doctor to get a checkup. Because I don't have to go because I'm fucking healthy. It's more expensive for me to have healthcare than to not have healthcare. I have to pay a few $100s a month. No thanks. I may go once in the year. Fucking couple $100s a month. Why is it so high? Because of all this medication. Because everyone's covering these costs for diabetes. I mean, some of the people here in the comments have diabetes. I mean, that medication is exceptional. It's so expensive. Hundreds and hundreds. I think upwards of $1,000 a month, depending on how much you need for diabetics. It's extremely expensive, and that's just for that. That's not for cholesterol. It's not for heart disease. All these different things, man. I mean, it gets up there. So it's because putting in the effort is hard. Boo-hoo. Agreed. Look, life is hard. Life is hard. No one has it easy. Everyone's definition of hard is subjective. That's what she said. Yes. Not going to miss that one. So everyone's idea of hard varies, but we all have our life. Nothing is all unicorns and rainbows. Someone might look like they have it good, but maybe they're alone in the world and they don't have anyone they can really trust. There's always some kind of a struggle, right? Money doesn't buy happiness. It's true. You need to find your happiness within yourself. You need to love yourself, respect yourself. That's another thing that I don't like about the YOLO, catchphrase. You only live once, so let me jump off a fucking building. You only live once, so let me drink this whole bottle of tequila. You only live once, so let me eat 10 cheeseburgers. Yeah, you only live once. Why does no one think it's the exact opposite? You only live once. Let me respect my body and try to make it as healthy and last as long as it possibly fucking can. Not trash it because I only live once. Let me just beat myself into the fucking ground because I only live once. May as well make it short. It doesn't make sense. You only live once. Why not make it a positive influence? Why not make it better? Why not always try to do a little bit better, a little bit more, right? How would I define healthy? That's a good question, man. I don't know. On the spot just like that, how would I define healthy? It's a good question. How would anyone define healthy? What's the actual definition? Let me look it up. That's a good question. Well, let's go off the definition and how I would personally maybe tweak it. Let's see. Healthy. Let's see if it even pulls up. Merriam-Webster. Definition of healthy is free from disease or pain. Okay, so they call health free from disease or pain. So that's a very generic black and white, objective thing. Like I said in the video, I said health is not subjective. So if you have a disease, you're not healthy, right? If you have some kind of a pain or an issue, you're not 100% healthy, right? If you have a broken bone, you can't say you're 100% healthy. Of course, right? If you sprained your ankle, it doesn't mean you're a sick pile of garbage. It just means that you sprained your ankle, but also means you're not 100% healthy. So that makes sense. So I would agree with that definition in terms of an objective point of view. But I also think it's an important mindset because there's physical health and there's mental health, and they're very intertwined. And no one really talks enough about the mental aspect of health, the power of meditation, the power of the breath and yoga and this kind of active recovery, in congruence with physical training, but also the positive approach and trying to do better every day and having that hopeful outlook and trying to improve and excel on a day-to-day basis. So there's different aspects of health, and I think it's one thing to be healthy, but it's another thing to stay healthy or to improve your health even more. Because if you are considered healthy, let's say 100% healthy, you have to stay healthy. You have to maintain that, and that's the hard part. As you get older, you become more susceptible to injuries. You become more susceptible to disease if you're not eating properly, and that's why a lot of disease and issues come when you're 40, 50, 60, because you might have 20, 30, or 40 years compounded of eating unhealthily, or getting banged up or playing sports or lifting and injuring yourself and whatnot. So you have that kind of compounded effect. Your body is worn down like an old car. Kirsty, you never know how much you can achieve unless you are willing to push yourself. Yes. Joseph, completely agree with mental health and physical health driving one another. Yeah, there's a lot of different aspects to it. I mean, that definition was really black and white, right? Free of disease or pain. Okay. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I think it's just like being in shape. It's just like lifting weights. What's harder? Like, what do you think is harder? Getting in shape or lifting, starting, or keeping it going? And a lot of people think it's starting. I guess I would have to agree, but I mean, to be consistent, it seems like a lot of people fall off too. So what's really the problem? Consistency it's not easy to do it straight for 20 years and minimize your risk of injury and try to continually see progress and lift heavy and do it regularly. It becomes part of your life. I don't think it necessarily gets any easier. You just get used to doing it. It just becomes a priority and just kind of like a background noise, right? It just becomes like paint on the wall. You don't recognize the color anymore. You just walk past and it becomes the same old wall that you've seen 1,000 times before. It just becomes something that you've always done. But you're still doing the effort. You're still going to the gym. You're still waking up. You're still driving there. You're still doing the workout. So it's no different than the first time you did it. It just becomes more of just that habit. It just becomes background noise, right? Meditation has been amazing for me and my life. If you haven't started meditation yet, what's the holdup, peeps? I agree, peeps. How many of you are meditating? How many of you do a meditation, whether you use an app or you do it yourself? I think there's a couple out there. Headspace is a popular one, a popular app. I know there's a couple other ones that people mentioned. There's a bunch of them, I'm sure, more than I know. But how many of you are actually meditating mental health? And this intro, or this, it's not really an intro, but this episode and what we've talked about so far really leads into the main topic. Do you trust your effort? Trusting your effort is an interesting psychological concept. And it was based on, everything we've been talking about with the fat acceptance, body positivity, and how you should be treating your health and how you should be respecting your body. But trusting your effort, because I get a lot of messages that people aren't seeing maybe results as fast as they want, or they're struggling, they hit a plateau. And a lot of times these plateaus, or the speed in which the return is coming, is just uncomfortable in the sense that they want it faster, right? We're used to instant gratification. And there's no shock that for females, this isn't a sexist remark. I mean, guys do this too with clothes and things like that, but women, especially because of makeup is such a massive industry, because ladies, you could wake up in the morning, put on makeup, and boom, you look like a different person. And you don't have to exercise, right? You didn't exercise to change the way your face looks. you do your hair a certain way, you wear a certain dress, clothes and makeup. It's like putting on a mask, essentially. You can literally do yourself up. Like I've seen these before and afters. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how you can change the way you look with makeup. You know, guys too, but guys just don't wear makeup. But if you're going on under film or something like that, you're doing a show or something, you might put on some makeup. Like when I've done videos and things like that, you get like the powder and blah, blah, blah for your shiny face and this, that, and the other. But you can get that instant gratification. You get that, okay, I do this and I'll look different, or I will look better, or I'll improve my look, or I'll feel more confident. And that's the reason why those industries are so big. I mean, clothing and makeup, shit, because it's instant, it's quick. And of course, that doesn't mean that you're healthier. It doesn't mean that you're doing well by your body, but it's a big industry for a reason. It's that instant gratification. So the same concept of I want this now, it happens with everything, right? You want something, you go on Amazon, you get it in 2 days, sometimes 1 day. You go to the store, you get it. You want some beef, you want some vegetables, you want some food, you go down the street to the store and you pick it up. You want to watch something on TV? Fuck. You don't even have to wait till it airs. You just go on Netflix and hit start and you watch it whenever you want. Like, I mean, tell me something that isn't isn't instant gratification. What do you want to do that's not instant? Everything is instant. You want to learn something? You don't even have to go to school to learn it. You type it into your phone and boom, you'll get 1 billion websites and YouTube videos of people that explain the shit to you. That's how I learned how to do all this tech stuff. I didn't know the first fucking thing about podcasting or editing a video. Now you guys see, if you go back, you want to see some funny shit, go back on my earlier videos on YouTube. It's terrible. It's funny. I love it. I love going back myself and look at it. Every time I forget how far I've come, I go back and I look, I'm like, ew. And I close it after 3 seconds. I'm like, this is terrible. But it's up there for posterity. It's up there for, it's like unearthing a civilization. It's like going back in time. Literally. I mean, it is going back in time. But everything I learned is just by doing. Oh shit, how do you do that? So you type it in Google. Oh, you watch a YouTube video. Oh, that's how you do it. Cool. And the next thing, oh, but I want to make it look like this. Well, how do I do that? And you go, oh, cool, that's how you do it. And then just fucking do. You practice, right? But it's instant gratification. If I want the answer, I look it up. You want to look better? Put on a nicer outfit, right? Put some makeup on, do your hair, do your beard, you know what I'm saying? Trim the ball hairs, all those things. And with fitness, hey, you're going to start this workout program, you're going to change how you eat, and you'll probably start seeing results. You might drop a few pounds in the first couple of weeks, but it's going to take several weeks or months to really build up that muscle and physique. So, and it's a process of years changing your life and so forth. So it's a process. It's the journey, not the destination, right? So this is the first phase of the rest of your life. So, hey, let's get started. And you're like, fuck. The fitness is a pretty tough industry. It's like, damn, that's a tough sell. That's a tough thing to sell. You're changing someone's lifestyle. But hey, everyone wants something different. I think it's funny when you try to do a sales pitch like that. It's like, fuck, man. Maybe that's why people aren't just diving into fitness programs and really making it happen. It doesn't sound that easy when you put it that way, but that's where the human mind goes. And that's why you have a lot of people that start and stop. They start, stop, and they have to start again. That famous cliche, right? If you don't stop, you never have to start again. The last time you ever start. It's a cliche essentially, right? If you don't quit, you don't have to start again. Just keep going. Stop fucking quitting. Stop quitting. So when it comes to trusting your effort, it is about trusting the process. It's about trusting the journey. It's about, are you confident that you are going to get it done? Are you confident in your output? Are you really? Because you're going to be putting in a lot of effort up front, fam. You're going to be putting in a lot of effort without that instant gratification. Are you working hard enough? You got to trust yourself. You really do have to trust yourself, because what other alternative do you have? I don't know the future. I will never tell you, hey, if you do these things, you're going to see amazing results. It's likely. I mean, shit, you get off your ass and you do most things physically active and you eat better and you clean up some stuff, you're going to see results. This is how it works. You make moves forward, you're going to see progress. If you're doing 0 and now you're doing 30 miles an hour, you're going a lot faster than you were when you're sitting on the couch with your hand down your pants eating Cheetos. So you're moving yourself ahead. You're moving yourself ahead, but it doesn't mean that's going to happen fast. So you have to trust your effort. You have to trust what you're putting in. That's why it's important to go in And when you go in, you go balls deep. You go in, you go hard. You fucking go in. If you're going to do it right. If you're going to do it right. But you have to trust yourself. You have to trust your effort. You have to trust what you're doing. Otherwise, what good is it? I think a lot of you are often questioning whether or not you're doing stuff right. And that's okay. That's normal. It's normal to question yourself. It's normal not to know. It's normal not to be sure, but no one knows. No one knows. It's funny for me. It's funny for me looking at some of these statistics when I look at the podcast or I look at my YouTube channel. It's like, shit. Sometimes you just don't see anything working, and it might take a couple years to really figure it out. You're only human. You're only human if you're new to fitness. If you're just getting into fitness for the first time in your life, think about this, right? With any skill, if you start, all right, I'll give you a good example. Let's say everyone here, we all started to play the piano today, right? Let's say we started taking lessons. We all started practicing the piano, all at level 0. Some people will naturally move ahead faster than others. But how cocky are you to think you're going to be an expert in a year? Think about that. Or 6 months. You think you're going to be an amazing pianist in 6 months? How dare you? People practice like the expert for 20, 30 years to get to where they are, to hone their skills. Like, what do you think you're going to get in 6 months of anything? You can make a lot, and you can make a lot of progress. Don't get me wrong. You can make a ton of progress, but how cocky is it to be like, oh, I should be so much better right now at 6 months? Like, dude, you just started to learn how to play the piano 6 months ago. You think you're going to be freaking Mozart all of a sudden just because you started? It's the same thing with fitness. Just because you started learning about your body, you start exercising, you start practicing eating. Nutrition's a practice. You have to learn what foods, you have to fucking put the time in to figure out what foods your body likes and doesn't like. Everyone's body is different. Some people will violently react to certain foods. Other people might be more okay with it. Fixing your inflammation, learning about inflammation. It takes time. So you're not going to be an expert at anything in 6 months. You're not going to be an expert at anything in 6 months. What gives you the right to think you're going to be an expert in fitness in 6 months? And people expect all this crazy results in a couple weeks or a couple months. Oh, I'm so frustrated. I haven't seen blah, blah. You just fucking started. Like, put a sock in it and fucking put your head down and work. 17.5 months. Gym is second nature. Meals are roller coaster for me. Do well for a while, then crash and eat like an asshole, then back on board. It's hard. No, I don't think it's hard. I think you're making an excuse for it. I'm going to slap you for that one. You crash and eat like an asshole. That maybe you're missing some nutrients. You don't have a strong enough vision. You don't have a strong enough reason. You got to go back to the drawing board. There's no need to cheat. There's no need to crash. If you're dieting, like if you're doing the cliche diet and you're restricting yourself calorically, or you're not eating foods that your body is craving for nutrients, or you're not getting enough sleep, it's much easier to fall off, but there's still no excuse to do it. No need to get back on board if you never fall off. Like, it's time to tighten shit up. Kirsty, I never ever believed in meditation and yoga, but now I say I so wish that I knew about the benefits 20 years ago. That's why I'm trying to be so loud now. Trying to get loud so people hear me now, so they don't have to say that in 20 years and be like, I should have listened to Papa Swole 20 years ago when he was talking about meditation and yoga. Oh, shit. In 20 years, your doctor is going to say it now. You should be meditating and doing yoga. And you're like, fuck. Didn't that bearded asshole say that like 2 decades ago? Fuck, I should have been doing it this whole. So what's going to happen? Historically correct. I'll be coming. I'm coming. It's coming around. Oh, crack the neck. That was a good one. You hear that? No, just one side. So trust your effort. You have to trust the process. It's going to take time. You're not going to get all the feedback. You know, I say the word results, but you're not going to know whether or not what you're doing is working perfectly or not. You're going to have to put into practice for a while. It's going to take time. Things that are worth it take time. It's going to take time. Good shit always takes time. You know? Always takes time. So if you have questions, this is a little bit of a pick me up. It's Thursday. Fuck, the weeks are going fast. It's Thursday, so let's see. Let me give you some current events if you have questions right now about anything. I'll take some open questions if you have them. I got a couple announcements to make, things that are on. I got to get a couple things off my tits. Let's see. So if you haven't checked out that video yet, it's on the Facebook page. You can't miss it if you're watching this. It's probably just below this. It's the Fat Acceptance Promotes Obesity post. It's also on Instagram, but there's a link in my Instagram bio to the full video on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, go check it out. Hit the subscribe button because then you get notified when I post. And that's where I post most of the videos. In Instagram, you can't see the whole video. So I link to it in my story, but doing a lot of stuff there, and be doing some more things like Q&As over there on YouTube and shit that comes up in the comments. But if you want to tag me in something, the best place to tag me is on Instagram. So if you tag me in a comment or you DM me and send me something, if you want me to check it out, if it's some stupid fitness asshole, if it's something with this fat acceptance movement, if it's some gadget or some thing that you want me to rage about, more than happy. I'm always looking for content, things that push my buttons. So if you have stuff you want to share, then feel free to do that. Instagram's a great place to do that. When I was in school, I chose weightlifting with the boys instead of yoga and dance with the girls. Too competitive. Yeah, guys are super competitive. Since I've been eating healthy, I noticed that my cravings are more habit. They happen at the same times. I just need to say no instead of give in. Yeah, that's the cravings will also diminish when you're eating the right foods. When you really cut them out long enough, they will disappear. From all my experience, they just go. I mean, I eat a much higher fat diet, and I'm just always satisfied. My cheat is literally watermelon. You know, that's like the only thing with like some sugar content, and it's mostly water anyway, which is great. It's a great little hack because it fills you up more than actually gives you sugar in that sense. But you know, I eat that after workouts or before sometimes when I have a craving or just to, you know, resaturate now and again. But when it comes to actual cravings, I just don't have them. I personally don't have them. I always crave my grass-fed beef, bone broth, my sweet potatoes, my food, salad, avocados. I love the food that I eat. I feel great on it. And I don't have cravings. I just get hungry. I don't have cravings. I get hungry, so I eat my food. It's that willpower, but you build that up. And especially once you start seeing such great progress, and when you have something that strays, when you stray off your pattern and you feel like shit, you don't want to experience that again. It's not fun to feel like crap. Is the anti-diet in the Swole membership or free? I don't believe it's running still. Oh, is that email promoting it? Oh, in the old email. I think that podcast is like in the 600s. So that was literally like 6 months ago or 7 months ago. I don't think it's still available. And I don't believe it's in the X site. I don't believe that was ever uploaded or chopped up. But the Nutrition Jumpstart in Swolenormous X really breaks that down and gives it to you in that series, that segmented approach, which is essentially the same content that was covered in that. And I'll be doing some more of those. There'll be some new online workshops, trainings, webinars coming up, especially, excuse me, in the next few months with the holidays and also coming into the new year, because I'm going to make a real big push. Of course, everyone starts to make those resolutions and wants to start after the New Year's. I really want people to get started before the New Year's, but, you know, we'll see. Everyone starts to make excuses because, I think what the best time to start a nutrition plan or to start a training program is now. You get in just before October, and then you crush it through the holidays, because then you're committed to something, and you're less likely to binge on all that crap that people are going to bring in. This is a season. I am going to be, for your inspiration, your motivation, whatever you want to call it, throughout this next few months, just keep on tuning into the Swole, because I am going to rage so hard on this holiday shit. It drives me insane how people just stuff their faces with garbage just because it's a day on the calendar. It's such an excuse. It's just like this fat acceptance stuff. The same thing. It's the same thing. Oh, sure. So cut out all the artificial crap too. Yes. Mean no Mio when I can't get water in. Mio? Oh, that fake food coloring? No, that shit is garbage. That's crap. When you can't get in water, of course you can get water. Mio, you put it in water. It's that little like, fake artificial flavoring stuff that you put in water. What are you talking about? What's she talking about? Kirsty, LOL, I wheeled myself around the supermarket with 2 watermelons. I think I scared the other customers. Love me some Melis. What do you recommend after training instead of protein shakes? Goal is fat loss. Currently, belly is stubborn. Have you done an elimination? Jennifer, have you done an elimination diet? Have you cut out these inflammatory foods? Are you sleeping properly? Are you hydrating properly? I'm not a fan of protein shakes after a workout. I get plenty of protein in. Usually it's just really protein throughout the day. You don't need something immediately after. That's a myth. And it's something that the supplement company would love for you to keep on thinking, but you don't need immediately after. If you've been eating during the day, if you ate breakfast, if you haven't eaten anything, if you work out first thing in the morning, you should eat something after, but you don't need a shake right after. That's not something that you need. Just eat your food is fine. And I'm just saying that from person. Like I haven't done a protein shake in, when's the last time I did a shake? A couple years since I had like a last shake or I gave those up completely. It's been 3 or 4 years, I think. Thoughts on grass-fed bone broth you can buy in a store? I don't see them in a store. I don't see grass-fed bone broth in stores versus making your own. Making your own all day long. It's the same thing like going out to eat or making food. Make it yourself. Absolutely fresh. The smell that permeates the house. Oh, I love it. I love it. You can control. You get it fresh. You know what you put in. Yeah, the traps. Oh, the trap game. I did a couple shrugs today. I did 3 sets of shrugs. I did some, yeah. I don't do a lot of traps. I never wanted to look like a fucking turtle. I think people put way too much effort in their upper traps. They want to, I guess it gives you a little bit more thickness, but you don't want to look like a freaking turtle, a tortoise. I don't like that massive no neck trap look. I think that's ridiculous. I noticed that I retained water with protein powder. That's something I stay away from. Yeah, protein powder can easily cause inflammation, and most protein powders are maybe 60 to 70% protein. The rest of it's filler. So if you're not getting a really high quality protein, I mean, you're getting at least probably 20 to 30% of other stuff in there, and it could be sucralose, aspartame, fillers, and shit. Jennifer, I haven't done elimination diet, but I know some of what bothers me, inflames, bloats me, feel bad. Water is good other than Mio. Sleep could be better. Kids make it harder. Well, that's where you should start. If you have stubborn fat loss and sleep, hydration, and if you haven't done an elimination, that's where you should go, because that's the best way that you're going to see, and some of what bothers you, but you could be very well surprised. I don't know what else you're eating, dear, but some of those foods and some foods that you might think are healthy foods might not be, and could be irritating you a lot. A lot. Elimination is fire. Elimination is fire. That's tough because you're literally cutting out. I mean, some people treat the carnivore diet like an elimination. That's about as extreme an elimination as you can get. I'm not recommending. We did an episode on that like a week or so ago. The carnivore diet, and I think 1 or 2 people in the Swolenormous X community are doing it. People with one of them for sure. She has a lot of autoimmune issues and joint problems, so it's gonna be interesting to follow her journey. But that's about as extreme of an elimination as possible. And the health benefits or risks are kind of still out to lunch on that, because some people have or a lot of the anecdotal evidence has been extremely, extremely positive. So it's kind of hard to say, but that's about as elimination-y as you get. You're just cutting out everything but meat. So you're surviving, but the more you can eliminate, and there are certain foods that you can consume that are less. Everyone's different. Some people might be, you can do You can do an elimination with any kind of combination, essentially. The elimination process is literally just cutting out things. The more you cut out, the more you can test. When you cut them out for 4 to 6 weeks and then you implement these foods back in one at a time, you can see how you react to those foods. Now, sometimes those reactions might be based on quantity. So if you have a little bit of dairy, like 1 cup, you might not feel that bad, but you might feel it might blow you up if you had 2 cups because maybe that's your limit. You have to kind of test these things. But when you use the elimination process, it can really help you get to the bottom of some of these issues that might be causing. Because if you're having inflammation, it's going to cause stress in your body. It's going to cause breakdown in your gut, and it's going to cause inflammation. And inflammation is going to cause your body to attack itself, essentially. And it can retain water. You can store body fat, feel sluggish, have all these other side effects. You look like someone off Sons of Anarchy. I've heard that a lot. I hear Opie a lot. Put the hair down. Yeah, before he got bashed in the head. Sorry for the spoiler. Nice headphones. Thanks, fam. My monitoring headphones, my headpieces, so I can hear my sexy syllables in my ear. Well, good questions, fam. Good questions. And like I said, if you haven't checked out those videos, new stuff coming. I'm going back. Those of you that are in Swolenormous X, I had the live broadcast yesterday. Remember, if you are a member of Swolenormous X, in the private Facebook group, make sure you ask questions there. We're doing that live private Q&A. I would say probably, Thursday? Probably in the next day or so. Let the questions fill up. Let everyone see that. Still working on restructuring some things, new programs and stuff on the site. So super exciting. The videos on YouTube, go subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. And remember the podcast. If you are new to the podcast, you can subscribe to on any app that you want. You just go to swolenormousx.com and click on podcast, and all those links for every single app. You can choose whether or not you want to listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Google Play and whatnot. What is the best thing to drink after a workout, like a running workout? Running? It depends on how long you run for. You really don't need sugar unless you're doing, let's say, 2 hours of intense cardio, like long duration cardiovascular training. I drink water. I sometimes put a little bit of Celtic sea salt in there just for some electrolytes and stuff. But, after a workout, water, hydrate. Your body wants water. A lot of people are sucking down Gatorade and sugar when most people aren't training hard enough to require a glucose injection. Really only long duration cardio really needs any kind of sugar, during or after a workout like that, to that level. But after a workout, go eat your food, drink some water, hydrate. How much water do I suggest is best? For right after? I mean, it depends. You can measure that. I forget what the details are. If you weigh yourself before and after a workout, you want to recoup your body. I guess whatever a pound is in water. If you lost 2 pounds during your workout and you did a running workout, then you lost 2 pounds of water. You didn't lose fat. You lost 2 pounds of water. So you need to replenish your water. Was that 2 pints or something like that? You have to weigh that out. I forget the exact number, or half a liter for every pound of water of weight you lost. Something like that. Did you hear they made Sons of Anarchy spin-off about the Mayans? No, that's cool. I didn't know that. I thought they made one about the past. No, I haven't watched TV in a while. What do you think of keto or Atkins? Keto, some people like it. I mean, long term, that's up for debate. I don't personally like full-blown keto, but I do eat high fat, but I'm not in ketosis. So I think it works for some people. Some people genetically shouldn't do it, but you have to get genetic testing to see if you have certain gene sequences that might predispose you to issues from doing keto. Like you'll see with anything, some people try. What I don't like about keto, what I don't like about keto is when people go dairy crazy. You'll see some people on Instagram, they're like, oh, their whole page is fucking keto. Keto, CrossFit, vegan, there are a couple major things that people latch onto, and that becomes their identity, right? If you're a vegan, a lot of times it becomes everything you post is about being a vegan. If you do CrossFit, everything you post is about doing something with CrossFit. If you do keto, and this isn't for everyone, of course, but if you do keto, everything you post about being keto, and then all your posts are every single meal you have, and everything is hashtag keto and hashtag that keto life and hashtag fat girl or something like that. And yeah, and there's one profile, I forget who it was, but I saw it just clicking through. I forget where it came up. Maybe it was my explore feature, but every single post was just, it was covered in fucking cheese. Everything was covered in shredded cheese. That's not really healthy. Just because it's fat doesn't mean it's good for you. It's still processed dairy. You're not getting quality foods there. You're going to have issues. You're going to have inflammation. It's not good for you to pound cheese all over everything. And cheese is like bacon and chocolate. You put that on anything and anything tastes good. But then you take it overboard. And if you want to lose some weight, you cut out dairy and boom, you're going to lose some pounds right away. You're going to flush water. You're going to get rid of a lot of swelling and inflammation for most people. 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds. 16 ounce water bottle. No, it's 16 fluid ounces is 1 pint. Whatever. In other words, when you lose weight when you're doing cardio, you're losing water. Everything is cheese. Oh my God. Sometimes it looks so gross. I know everything when someone does keto and they're fired up about keto, they're fired up because they're just eating cheese. Of course they love keto. They're just eating cheese all day. You're welcome, Teresa. You're welcome. And we're doing math in the comments. I forget what the physiology thing is. Like half a liter, not half a liter, but it was like 1 liter for every pound or something, or half the weight in water. I mean, in other words, when you're doing cardio, when you're doing that kind of like extended cardiovascular, you're losing water. I see people stepping on the scale before the gym and then they work out, they step on the scale after. I mean, if you're doing cardio and you're doing that to see how much water you need to rehydrate or replenish, hey, you're really tapping in, you're really paying attention. If you're lifting weights and you're going and weighing yourself before and after, why? Don't weigh yourself after you work out. That's the worst time to weigh yourself. Except, like I mentioned, if you're doing it to see how much water you lost. You're not losing fat during the workout like that. You're losing water. You're losing water. Oh, okay, Richard. Just wanted to know how much water you suggest in a regular day. Anywhere between, the average, generally, you want to drink half your body weight in water. That's a general average. It depends on your activity level and your climate. So if you're 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water, give or take, usually more. It's very hard to OD on water. It's very hard to drink excessive water to the point where you're drinking too much to get water poisoning. You have to really be excessively, like gallons and gallons. Like you have to be off the charts. So don't worry about overdoing it. But a gallon a day is a great thing to aim for. But like I said, depends on your body mass, depends on your lean mass, depends on your exercise intensity. I'm down here in Florida, so it's hot as shit. I'm always sweating, so I'm losing a lot of water. Like right now, the air's off, the fan's off. Like I'm sweating. I'm dripping under my arms. Luckily, I'm not. Sometimes it's a lot worse. But so I'm sweating a lot. I'm working out, and I just normally sweat. I sweat easily, so I make sure I hydrate a lot. But things like watermelon, for example, coffee is a diuretic, but you're also getting some fluid. But just straight water is important. Gotta chug some. Too much water equals pee all night. Well, you taper off. You taper off, Bernd. Like you don't just drink water until 10 o'clock at night. You taper off in the early evening, and you'll just piss once or twice before you go to sleep, and then you'll be fine all night. If you're drinking heavily through the evening, you need to hydrate. You need to hydrate well all the time. And just keep in mind that when you're drinking water, it takes about 2 hours or so for that water to actually be of effective use. I think most people perceive when they drink water, hey, I drank water, it's ready. I chugged water, it's good to go. The water you just drank, it's going to take about 2 hours for it to get where you want it to go, where you need it. About 2 hours. All right. So it's not like you drink on the way to the gym and that water is in your cells ready to go. The water you're using during your workout is going to be the water you've been drinking all morning or the night before or the day before. So that's why it's important to be consistently hydrated. If you're really dehydrated on Monday, let's say shit happens on a Monday. All right. You're on your way to work, your car breaks down, this, that, and the other. You ran out of water. You didn't have water. You were stressed. You didn't think about it. You know, whatever. You had a shitty day. Things got thrown off. You were dehydrated. Okay. That's going to affect your training tremendously on Tuesday. So unless you rehydrate, it's not necessarily a good idea to train hard on Tuesday. You have to be aware that your body is severely dehydrated. So it's a very cumulative thing. It's each day to the next. It's not just, hey, I chugged a lot of water on the way to the gym. I'm hydrated. No, you just have a lot of water in your stomach. And that's why when you start working out, you're going to feel full because that water just sits in your stomach because your nervous system switches over to the sympathetic and that water just sits in your belly because your body is not in digestive mode when you start exercising. That's why you might cramp up if you go swimming, right? If you eat and then go swimming, you're going to cramp. It's because your body is trying to send blood to the muscles, not focus on digestion, and it gets confused and it wants to get the fuck out of my stomach. And then you feel nauseous, you want to throw up because you're exercising when your body's trying to do that and digest. So you just have some food knocking around. So your body says, you know what, fuck this, hurl. And then you go back to working out, you feel fine. So make sure you're drinking plenty of water, but 2 or 3 hours before. So if you're training first thing in the morning, 5 or 6 a.m., it's about hydration the previous day. I'm not saying wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and chug water. I'm also not saying chug water at 10 o'clock at night, but you want to be very, very well hydrated throughout the day into the evening, the day before. And then first thing in the morning, you can start sipping on your water on the way to the gym and this, that, and the other, but you'll have the water in the cells where it needs to be at that time because you've been hydrated consistently. Just chugging water on the way isn't going to get in there in time. Your mouth might not feel dry anymore, but it's not in your biceps, right? It's not in your calves. It's in your stomach going through and getting absorbed slowly in the cells and slowly diluting and getting moved around. And it takes time. It takes time, baby. It takes time. It takes time, baby doll. I live in Fort Lauderdale. If I don't sweat much, am I dehydrated or is it a chick thing? Some people say they don't sweat at all. I don't know how that's possible. You're always sweating. You're always regulating body temperature. I guess there's some people just sweat more than others. I'm not really sure. I guess it's just a genetic thing. But even if you don't feel wet on your skin, your body is still evaporating, giving off heat, to regulate temperature. You could be dehydrated. I mean, if you have heat stroke, for example, you stop sweating because your body just kind of burns out and loses awareness of what it's doing and the system's shut down. But I doubt you're in heat stroke all the time. Of course you're not. But if you don't sweat much, you could potentially be dehydrated. If you try drinking more, I doubt you'll sweat more. Some people just don't sweat as much as other people. I'm not quite sure what the mechanism is for that, if it's just genetic. But I think sweating's healthy. It's definitely healthy. But I've met so many people in my life. Some people just drip all the time, right? They're standing there. Like if I put on a shirt, I sweat through it. Everything's laundry. It's just everything just gets sweat. So everyone's always asking me like, "Come on, man, why don't you wear a shirt?" Because I'm sweating all the time. It's hot as fuck. It's 90 something degrees. I'm not wearing a shirt. All right, I'm not wearing a shirt inside. No, pass. No thanks. Rarely. Sometimes. I'm doing a certain video. Sometimes I'll wear a shirt. Sometimes. Every once in a while here on the Daily Swole, I'll wear a shirt, but most of the time not. But that's that. So you could try. I mean, definitely good to drink more water. Definitely good to hydrate a lot. But I know some people that just don't sweat that much. I guess it's just a genetic thing. Some days I sweat like crazy. Others I don't sweat. I'm always sweating. Always sweating, fam. Well, that wraps it up. That wraps up for me today. That's what I want to drop on you. Trust your effort. If you missed the beginning part of this podcast, it was fire. The ending, we did a little Q&A, kind of cooled off, chilled out a little bit. But definitely go back and check out the beginning. Like I said, if you want to subscribe to the podcast, please subscribe to the fuck out of this podcast. SwoleNormousX.com. Click on podcast and click your favorite app. If you haven't yet left a review on iTunes, I would love it. That helps. Honestly, on Facebook, leaving a review, a recommendation, or on iTunes, anywhere you can leave a review is super, super helpful. Like on YouTube, liking, sharing, positive comments, it all really helps. And I don't usually ask for that a lot, but I'm always very, very thankful. I try to respond to every review on Facebook and, iTunes and give shout outs and things like that, because when these algorithms and these apps notice that, oh, people like this stuff, they tend to show it or offer and be like, hey, maybe you'd like the Daily Swole podcast, or hey, maybe you'd like to check out Swolenormous here. That's what these things do. So when there's a lot of positivity behind a review or this, that, and the other, those suggested feeds and suggested profiles and suggested pages pop up more often. So it helps out a lot. So if you're enjoying the show, enjoy the content, share, tag, like, review, much appreciated. And I will answer any comment anywhere I see when I can, if there's even a response section available. But I appreciate all of the support, and I will see everyone tomorrow for episode 854 of the most muscular Swolecast, Beardcast, Broadcast, Gaincast, Mancast, Pimpcast, and Sleevescast in the realm, because for one reason only. Because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow for 854. Peace, McGee's fam. Deuce, Magoose, a Papa Swolio. Out.